And we're back with another Ram Film Reviews.
That is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned for the holy bucks of all holy bucks for a endearing kind of a film for
a godlike experience.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. It's kind of an experience you would want to mount upon the walls of Krakenmore. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff now. We're here to say, what the book?
We're going to penetrate you.
So, we have finally watched this movie, which is a recent release.
Yeah.
Actually recent in Blu-ray. It did come out in theaters, but it came out in theaters during one of the worst times that it could have came out in theaters, which is probably why, when we'll discuss budget and box office later, but I would imagine that played a role.
Oh,
I would imagine that definitely played a role. But yeah, we're talking about the movie called Antlers, that is produced by none other than the amazing, wonderful, genius, brilliant mind that is Guillermo Del Toro. That dude, I swear, man.
That guy knows how to speak to our souls.
Yes, that dude is something spectacular. He is something incredible when it comes to horror cinema, especially because he has a whole different view of creatures that is amazing. It's unbeknownst to man.
He knows creatures inside and out.
Yeah, he is quite the expert when it comes to creating creatures, and Rocky's joined us here, so welcome, Rocky. We're all going to do the giveaway. Rocky is involved in that giveaway too, because he got an entry in there.
Yeah, Rocky. So you got an entry in this giveaway we're going to do momentarily.
Yeah, you got an entry in there because you were in here with us on one of these lives, watching while we were announcing and talking about the giveaway, and we wanted to give anybody who joined the lives an entry, regardless if they participated in the sharing the story and the sharing the post and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, bro. You got one step in without doing any steps.
Yeah. Again, it's to thank the people who've joined and have taken a part of our lives, like whether it's watching, commenting, chatting with us and all that stuff. But yeah, Rocky was one of those that has jumped in on a few lives and chatted with us during the lives.
Yeah, Rocky says, "Yo, what's up? Just came in. I just came too, bro. What's up?"
Nice.
Hey, yo, it's a party tonight. So, but yeah, it's been a while. Wait, it feels like it's been a while.
Shake up the hat with the entry tickets. Yeah.
What was the last review?
The last review we did?
The Wizard of Gore?
The Wizard of Gore.
It felt like a month ago, but I know it was like a couple weeks.
Well, because before the Wizard of Gore, it had been like a month.
Yeah, true.
Before Wizard of Gore, it had been quite the time.
Yeah.
Since we had done an actual review.
So yeah, we were choosing between this and the new Texas Chainsaw that came out on Netflix, so we're going to do that probably later on.
But we don't want to do the whole thing that everyone's doing right now. Everyone's watching Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
So we wanted to go the other way and
my
just be
Instagram is just full of like watching now, but I mean, not picking on anybody that's watching it now. You know, it's just we're gonna do it later on.
Yeah, because we had done Stage Fright before.
There we go. Okay.
So we did Stage Fright, and Stage Fright was January 22nd, and we didn't do Wizard of Gore until February 5th.
Wow.
So we had taken like nearly 3 weeks off from doing any reviews.
One review a month. Hey, that's something.
Yeah, but there was a lot of stuff going on, so, you know. Yeah, Netflix has got some stuff coming, man. Netflix is doing a lot of like little nice deals there. They got a couple of things coming in. They have a few things going out. But they've got a couple of things in production that are looking nice. I mean, honestly, they all do. And I hate that because, you know, Amazon Prime has what was it we saw that looked good? The Hobbit stuff that they have coming out. They're doing the Lord of the Rings stuff that we saw. They announced it during the Super Bowl. They did in the commercials for the Super Bowl. It was the Hobbit one.
Oh, I already watched it. Just watched the halftime, and that's it.
Oh, you didn't watch anything else? Damn, that game was actually really, really, really good. Yeah. Oh, wait, maybe it's Hulu that's doing that. No, it wasn't Hulu.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I forgot what it was. Amazon Prime is doing something that's looking good.
Yeah, I heard jumping their prices and the annual fee from $100 to $139. I don't know.
The what? Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
They're all raising their prices.
Yeah?
Yeah, Netflix is going to raise them too.
Oh, shit.
They're all. Dude, the cost of everything is going up because the cost of work and employees has gone up. So it's going up everywhere. So
okay.
that's it's affecting everything.
God damn.
Yeah, like the cost of milk has gone up, the cost of eggs have gone up, the cost of food in general have gone up.
I'm gonna be needing some milk pretty soon, bro. So yeah, this movie. The first time I heard about it was back in 2000. I want to say 18, 19. I went to.
Oh, see, here it is. Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. That's the show that they're going to be doing on Amazon.
Show.
Yeah, an actual series.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
So back to Antlers. First time I heard about it back in 2018/2019. I went to movie theaters with a buddy of mine to watch some type of movie. I forgot. Memory doesn't go back that far.
Rocky said the halftime was lit.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody was going around with Antlers poster and just like, hey, can you guys pose? I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, this looks dope. And I was like, my picture's out there somewhere, my wiener out. So yeah.
He brought his meat stick to the party.
Definitely. But that's when I first heard about it. I saw the poster, but I didn't know what the fuck it was about.
Yeah.
Until I saw it on Best Buy a month ago. It came out, released January 4th. And I was like, holy shit, this is the movie I took a picture with in a poster. And I know a few people that I know were like, oh, Mac, how is the movie? And I'm like, I don't know, I haven't seen it. Until now, and it fucking blew me away.
Yeah, we're going to go into a lot of details into this one. But this was definitely a really fun movie to watch. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, there's a lot of things we got to cover with it, right?
There's deep meanings into this.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on into this movie itself.
And if you're one that loves special features, this is a great movie to buy, physical copy to see the special features. If you're not into it,
yeah,
you should definitely give it a try because Guillermo Del Toro, Scott Cooper, Kerry Russell, the protagonists, they go deep into what the movie's about and the extra people that worked on it.
Yeah. Sometimes, and this has happened to us before, where we watch the special features and it adds to the experience of the movie. It makes us understand a few things more. And obviously, like, you would want to understand a lot of the things beforehand, but there's a lot of things that go into it that you might not recognize or see until, you see, like, a special features and stuff like that. And part of what took place with this one was the creation of the monster, the creation of the monster itself.
Mm-hmm. They put so much effort and detail into it.
It ends up being the mythological creature known as the Wendigo, which is part of the reason why we put the Voltgeist here. This is designed and created by Rhys O'Brien. He is also a toy maker or designer for Funko, and then also runs his own company called Bim Toy, which does this figure, and he also does tiny ghosts. So, but one of his favorite things is a lot of things like mythological or cult-like type of creatures and stuff like that. So he created the Voltgeist, which is kind of like a Wendigo kind of monster. But so they use the origin and a lot of the backstory that comes with the Wendigo, and they came with the what is it called? The Algonquin, like tribes from back in the day that spoke Ojibwe, right? Yeah. So it went into a lot of details that came into that facet of life and what they believed when it came to this creature that feeds off of greed.
It's like a spirit, right?
Off of the depraved.
Yeah.
It feeds off a lot of the corruption and stuff like that. So it's meant to mend away evil spirits and bad mojo, whatever. This little town, right? This little town that we meet
in Oregon, right?
Right, in Oregon. It's stated to be Oregon. It wasn't filmed in Oregon, but it's stated, and it looks a lot like Oregon. Like it does. It looks like the perfect kind of small town.
Yeah, like a
in a place like
town.
Mining town in a small town in Oregon.
Now that we mentioned it, the atmosphere was just super. Now that I felt it, but now looking at it, it was like depressing. It was like, it was daylight, but it was like super dark. Like not super dark, but dark. It's like mist. Yeah. In a way, and the people weren't really happy. I noticed.
Yeah. I mean, because it was the idea, the concept of a town that once was prosperous because of the mining, and a lot of mining has stopped. Like it's not like that often that you hear about mining towns anymore. We've found different resources and different ways to make things function and work. So mining for coal isn't like the lucrative thing it used to be back in the day. So this town went from being a prosperous town to now being, a town that doesn't have the mining going on because a lot of it is shut down, and that leads to depression. And then what ended up happening, and this is like a real fact that would happen in real life, which was that during the crisis of these fallouts for all these like small towns, is where the opioid epidemic began, right? So that's where the oxycodone started getting put out into all these little small towns. Once it got prominent and it grew into what it became as a medication, because a lot of these miners and all that stuff were suffering from their injuries, from black lung, from all this stuff. And how do you cure that? Well, here, take something that's going to relax the living fuck out of you.
Narcotics.
So they fed them into that, and this town is in that stage. They're in the stage of where the opioid crisis is hitting. It also hits a lot with the methamphetamine, right? It starts with meth, right? It starts with a meth lab, literally.
Right.
But it hits to that, so it makes because it's not about you hitting the veins. It hits directly to reality, and it hits to something that's happened in a lot of small towns, and not only small towns, but that's spread across the world.
Yeah, and we,
the opioid crisis got fucking bad.
Yeah, we know people,
really
neighbors, maybe family members have gone through it, still going through it, recovering. Yeah. So it's reached a lot of people. Yeah,
no, it definitely has. So this movie basically gives us the indication right off the back with the meth epidemic as well, because I guess he becomes the main antagonist, right, in a way. But yeah, the main person we meet right off the back, which is the father of a kid named Lucas. Yeah. His name is Frank.
Frank Weaver, yes.
Yeah. He is walking into a warehouse to go get his partner, and then during that walk, you see a lot of things that come out and stand out to us, which was like, we were trying to figure out right off the back, and I had a whole different concept at first, but then we find out what it really was.
Yeah.
He's walking down this little tunnel in a warehouse, and it's going into into a cave, right? And walking through the cave tunnel, you see little baggies hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah,
and
like wiring, and then you see a string with a bag tied.
Yeah, and they're like leather pouches, right? So they're hanging there, and Mac's like, "Oh, what the fuck do you think that is?" And my first reaction was because he ends up walking too, and then we see he walks into a laboratory. I'm like, "Oh, is that meth?" And the first thing you see is all the cough medication. Yeah. Right. So immediately, obviously, we're not gonna give you instructions on that at all. It's not. I actually don't know how to do it.
DMs.
I just know it takes a lot of cough suppressant medication.
So,
but yeah, so immediately we saw that, and my first reaction was like, oh, maybe they put like little scent bags or something like that. So when they're cooking, it doesn't.
They're wearing masks. It wasn't, you know.
Yeah, so that was my first thought was they're cooking meth. Maybe they don't want that aroma or that scent to exit the tunnel and enter the town, so they can all know, hey, we're cooking stuff in here. But that was not what it was. Yeah. We end up finding out later what that was. But that's our introduction to the movie, and then we hear sounds that sound like growling, all that kind of stuff, and immediately you're intrigued.
Human,
You're intrigued. Immediately you're intrigued. You're like, what the fuck is that? You know, because it's like low growls and screechings and screaming type of sounds type thing.
What I loved about it is like it's the character's first encounter and the viewer's first encounter.
I just had another thought about that too. But keep on.
Said sounds. So it's like we're both like, you know, like I said, not the protagonist, the actors and us, the viewers, were experiencing at the same time, which I loved because they were like, "What the fuck is this?" and we're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
So it's just awesome. We'll go ahead. And what thought did you have?
Well, it's gonna play into what happens next, but I mean, I think this part is okay to spoil because I mean, it's literally it doesn't really ruin anything by saying this. So we hear all the sounds, and then all of a sudden we see like the silhouettes, the shadows of what's going to be the monster coming in. And they're trying to, like, Frank Weaver and his partner, which I think his name was Kevin, right? Are trying to escape the tunnel now. But, you know, you see Kevin get shredded.
Yeah.
All you see is the antlers going... Guy gets torn apart. And then we hear Frank running. But then we don't see anything else. And the thing is, Frank had also another kid. Lucas is the one we're going to meet later on. We had another kid named Andy. Right?
Aiden.
Yeah,
the little kid.
I was thinking Toy Story. Aiden, who, you know, went looking for his dad. Because he heard sounds. And obviously a kid's not going to know. He's 7 years old.
No, the kid looking for his dad, that was Lucas in the beginning.
No, it's Andy. Aiden.
No way.
Yeah, it's Aiden.
I thought it was Lucas.
No. I figured, you know when I figured that one out? It was at the end when we were watching the special features and they showed his face again. I was like, oh, so that's why he's...
Oh, because he looked all cleaned up and... Okay. Oh, wow. That's fucking awesome.
No, that's why he's also... He also got... the stuff.
Yeah, so Aiden, like I said, he hears all these noises, goes into the doorway of the said tunnel.
Yeah.
And it just fades to black. The
title head comes out.
Antlers comes
beautifully done.
And then
cinematically, that was fucking beautiful. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so at that stage, you don't know what happened to Aiden, and you don't know what happened to Frank. Mm-hmm. You just know that they were in there. There were sounds and little burning embers all over the place.
There you go, embers.
Which looked fantastic through the entire time. That anytime that had to do with the monster, those little embers just made it so nice. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we get to now a school, right? And we meet Kerry Russell's character.
Yeah, I think it's Julia Meadows.
Yeah, Julia or Julie. Is it Julia or Julie?
Julia, yeah.
Julia?
Yeah.
Okay, so Julia, you know, because he kept on calling her Jules and...
nicknames.
Yeah, the brother. But either way, so we... No, so I guess since it was a mining town, the warehouse was like in the mining place. So it had like warehouse doors. And they would go into the warehouse doors and then there would be a cave inside of there. So I'm guessing that's how this small town was like set up for their mining, was that they had like a warehouse roofed area above where the cave for the mining was at.
Yeah,
so,
like Randall said, since the mining stopped and stuff, it became deserted.
Yeah, it wasn't being used.
And when Frank and his partner heard these noises, he was like, "Oh, did they reopened this?"
Yeah.
You know, because there were no...
Yeah, they're questioning the sounds.
Exactly. They've been working, doing cooking meth for so long that that they were like, oh, you know, they're coming back. But yeah.
Yeah, and then you hear Frank start suggesting that just sounds like it's an animal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get to the school now with Julia, and
played by the beautiful Kerry Russell.
Yeah, if anybody remembers Felicity, then you definitely know who Kerry Russell is. But she's done a lot of things since then.
Yeah, she's voiced Wonder Woman in a movie. My God, she's done so many things. We were looking at the movies she's made.
Yeah, she's been on more than a few things.
She's done horror movies as well.
Yeah, she was spectacular in this movie too. But yeah, she was. Oh yeah, she did that show, The Americans. That was the other one she did. Waitress. She did the musical Waitress. That's why I reacted when you said Waitress, because I know exactly what Waitress is.
Firefly. She did. I think it was
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. She was in Mission Impossible 3. Yeah, she's done her share of stuff, man, and she's fantastic. In The Americans, she was fantastic. That was the other place where I know her from. But yeah, Kerry Russell, absolutely fantastic. But we get introduced to her in the bathroom of the school, and she's like, you can tell mentally she's going through some shit, right? And we don't find out exactly what that is till halfway, and that we'll talk about that because, man, that's another thing that gets really real in this movie.
Personal,
is a lot of things that have to do with mental health, but yeah, like we get introduced to this moment where she's kind of like having it seems like she's having like a mini little anxiety attack or something's going on, and then she goes back to the classroom, and this is where we meet Lucas.
Yeah. Surprisingly, they're talking about folklore and fairy tales and stuff.
Yeah, the irony, right? The irony of the situation is that they're openly talking about storytelling. I guess she's teaching storytelling, and she's mentioning myths, fairy tales, and folklore type of things, and she's trying to get the class to participate. There was only one girl, which is like always the thing, right? Yeah, that's the cliche thing. There's always one girl or one student
pick me,
that you're immediately gonna be like, nerd. But you know,
you can tell at home they don't get attention.
But no, she or they get pressured.
True.
You know, but either way. She tries to get Lucas to say something. You can tell a terrified look in his face that he's like, no.
So Lucas, just to give you a description, is fragile, bro, like
broken, absolutely broken look.
Right, like 90 pound, 80 pound.
Yeah,
kid,
yeah.
Like
He looked absolutely like. Not, I wouldn't want to say lethargic because it didn't look like they purposely didn't feed the kid, because they just did a really good job with his appearance. I mean, I'm guessing he was already kind of a kid that looked the part type of thing, but they made sure that it wasn't because of I would assume that Guillermo Del Toro is very, very careful and cautious with not putting himself in a place for controversy.
So, but Lucas the character is a 12-year-old kid, but I don't know how old the actual actor was at the time. Let me see here. Yeah, it doesn't even say his age. The super young kid.
Yeah, he was. Well, because was this like his first movie? Because they said that they worked with new
Jared T.
talent.
Thomas, yeah. There we go.
They said they worked with new talent and stuff like that. He's
15
years old. He was born in 2006.
So give or take, remember, this was filmed back in 2018, 19. Wasn't released till last year due to the pandemic. So
he was like 11, 12 years old.
Give or take, yeah.
Which was the age he was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was 11.
Wow.
So they kind of got him right at the right age.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, you can tell he doesn't care for
he wasn't being sociable.
Yeah, he doesn't care about like what's in fashion. This kid is just
I think that played a part into what was going on at home.
Yeah.
Even prior to the whole what we're about to say now.
Yeah, shoes are all beat up, dirty, holes in shirts.
Let's not point that out yet. But he looks all dirty. He looks unkempt, right? Like that's what it is. He looks unkempt, and he looks broken. Like you could see it in his eyes. You look at that kid's face and be like, there's something wrong in that kid's household. That type of situation.
You notice there's no, like, barely any emotion or to him,
Yeah. Which is why, like, when the psychiatrist comes into play, like, that's, immediately he was like, there's something wrong.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah. But either way, so we get introduced to Lucas. Mm-hmm. Then we find out that he's also getting bullied, which plays another factor into the whole thing. But he seemed to not care too much about the bully, which was evident that there's worse issues going on.
Yeah, he's basically seen the devil himself compared to a bully,
Yeah.
Doesn't faze him.
Yeah, not at all. But he continues on after the bully does his thing to him. And then we see him do something weird. And it was ironic because me and Mac were literally talking about like weird animals people will eat. Mm-hmm. And he sees a raccoon.
Or a skunk.
A skunk, right? Yeah. A skunk just there by a lake. Mm-hmm. And he picks up a stone and all of a sudden you see
a big stone for the kid's size and, weight.
Yeah.
And we're like, is he going to throw this? It's going to,
Yeah, no, we didn't know what he was going to do. I thought he was going to try and just get him off his trail or something, but no. Then we see him walking with the skunk in hand, dead. Mm-hmm. Gets home, opens up, or looks at a door that's all locked with like a bunch of locks.
Yeah. And
then it just kind of fades into him sitting there staring at the door. Mm-hmm. And then you hear growls, and you hear all the noise. All this. And you hear one sound that just goes, boy.
Yeah.
It was really well done, too. And then you get the idea. At that point, wow, okay, so whatever's behind there is a fucking monster.
Mm-hmm. That
and
can speak, in a way.
That can somewhat speak.
Communicate,
yeah. And from there, it kind of just evolves more. And then you start getting introduced to a lot more story, which was a lot of Kerry Russell's story, a lot of Julia stuff comes out here a little bit, right? And you see a lot of the things that Lucas is doing also to feed whatever's behind that door.
Yeah, you're like, oh, why is he trying to keep it alive, etc. But
yeah. And then... this is when Julia starts getting a little bit more... Because he fights back to the bully in a way.
Yeah, he gets back to the bully.
Yeah.
Gets back at the bully.
And then the bully attacks him back, and then after the attack, he ends up getting looked at by the school nurse. Mm-hmm. And that's where they noticed that he had, like, scars on his back, and they got curious about what's going on at home, and that's when we find out who the dad is. Mm-hmm. And in turn... we not only find out that who the dad is, but we find out that the mother of Lucas is deceased, and that he has a little brother
that's not enrolled in their school.
Yeah,
that's I think 7 years old.
Yeah.
So,
in the mix of all that, also, Julia, the teacher, asked Lucas to read a story, his story, in the classroom, and he never wrote the story.
He just
drew pictures, and he read the story from those pictures that he drew himself. And I'll tell you right now, like, that shit just looks fucking great. Like, it looks like it's drawn by a child, by the appearance of how it's drawn, but it looks so
the details, like,
so good.
You guys gotta watch it just to like.
Yeah, just to get the feel.
I want that notebook in my hand.
I mean, but it literally is. Like the very visual interpretation of pain and fear all into that drawing, and it looks so fucking good. It just looks dope. It looks really, really amazing. But
the way the kid, the actor, I think it was Jeremy Thomas.
Yeah.
The way he described said story, it was just full of, how would I say this, man? Like some type of anger and sadness.
There was a lot of sadness.
The teacher,
there was a lot. You know what? It was a lot of sadness is whenever he mentioned Little Bear.
Yeah.
Because he read his story as in if it was 3 bears, right? And he talks about Big Bear,
Papa,
and Little Bear got home. See, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
got homesick, and then he continues the story with kind of giving an explanation to which we already know, but nobody else, like Julia and none of them, know exactly what's going on. But that's when you put two and two together, and you find out who the dad is and all that stuff, and you find out that the person that's behind that door is Frank Weaver, the person that was the other half of the meth duo.
Yeah.
Right? And then you put together at that point that the little brother, who's not enrolled in the school anymore, is also the little kid, Aiden, that was also with his dad. That pretty bad day, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Pretty bad day. But, yeah, so...
Worse than a Monday.
Yeah, absolutely worse than a Monday. But, yeah, I mean, it kind of explodes there from there on. It kind of explodes into just a lot of detail of child abuse, child neglect, mental breakdown, right? Basically, in Lucas. And then you start finding out how Julia kind of relates.
Yeah, relates to the actual Wendigo myth story, what that's going on also on the side. And at first I was confused. I was like, why are they focusing on her backstory, her childhood, her brother's childhood a little bit too? Paul Meadows, that's the
Paul
character's name, but he played by Jesse Plemons, which I remember him from Like Mike with Lil Bow Wow. Unfortunately, that's the only movie I can remember him from.
He looked to me like a chunky Matt Damon.
Matt Damon from Wish.com.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in The Irishman. That's like one of the most newest films he's made.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of them, they have like this like immense bond, the sibling bond. That's so to me it was weird. I told Randall, I was like, it seems like a weird relationship. But as the movie progresses, you can see why they care so much for each other and the way they talk to each other.
Yeah.
The pain they went through.
Yeah. So it turns out that Kerry Russell's character, Julia, left the town at apparently the age of 18.
Yeah.
And she left her brother behind. And she didn't return until, like, what was it, they said 20 years later or something like that?
Give or take, yeah.
I think she said, she came back home after 20 years.
And currently, in the movie, currently living at the house where she grew up.
With the brother.
With the brother,
yeah. So, we get a little more insight into what happened into her past. And this is where it can be triggering.
Believe
to anybody
PTSD,
that's
possibly.
Yeah, anybody that's gone through any kind of trauma at home, or even outside the home, because that can happen in a lot of places.
Anywhere.
But this is where it could be triggering to a few people that have maybe gone through this kind of thing. But it becomes evident that there was abuse from the father's side. And it seems, they didn't give a clear indication enough, but it seems like it went into places that are, less than desirable.
Yeah, there was a scene, she plays the piano.
Yeah.
There's a scene that she gets a flashback, and to me, like, even though, like I said, I'm into all this gore shit and all that, this was pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
The way that...
The walk-up.
Yeah, the way that
the slow walk-up
that played the dad, how he interacted with Julia, it was just...
Yeah. It was like the slow walk-up. It was
crazy, yeah.
And then just like the way the hand slid in.
Yeah, you'll see. It was just disturbing in a way,
Yeah.
Putting the mental picture that she went through, what she went through with him.
What helped to create that image that you're talking about is that they put sounds in the back, lightly, where it's like the girl screaming, "No, daddy, don't."
Yeah.
That kind of shit. And it was just like, oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And then, later on, like, there's an interaction between Julia and Paul. And Julia's trying to be like, all the stuff that I went through. And then Paul goes, yeah, you don't know what he did to me.
Yeah, Julia was more expressive about...
They kind of left that open there, because you don't know what the fuck he might have been doing to the boy also.
Exactly. Julia was just more expressive and, you know, with her feelings...
We got the flashbacks of her side, but not his side.
And Paul, you know, not how would I put it? Not like the stereotypical that women are more, you know, emotional or talk about their feelings. You know, us men, you know, we
hide the shit.
Are told to hide,
bottle.
Bottle shit up. So, you know, in this movie, Paul doesn't really talk about what he went through, but at that very moment, he just made her be known that, you know,
you're not the only one that went through it.
Yeah, you're not the only one that went through it, you know. You should have seen the things that he did to me.
Yeah.
And then they looked at each other and just walked off, like Randall said. And
yeah.
It's like, you know, a clear understanding that they both went through their fucking trauma, which it's not one did not, what is it? One didn't go through something worse than the other. They both...
Yeah, they both went through their
equally,
shit.
You know, went through their shit. But
we don't know exactly to what extent they went through for Paul, but... That the look in the eyes that actor did gave enough of a sign that, okay, it wasn't as clean cut for him either. But yeah, so they touch base a little bit with the child abuse and stuff to that area, and where it comes to diagnosing like or seeing mental health, you know, issues and stuff like that it can be, you know, looking at a crisis and a moment where it's like, you know, bad. So that was an interesting little addition to this, to add a little bit more to the entire story and allow the protagonist and Julia to relate and find her way into helping Lucas, because in a way I think she, like we talked about that, in a way it's almost like she saw he's going through the mental shit that I went through in a way. It might not be exactly to detail to experiences, but the cry for help is there.
Yeah, she's helping this kid, but also helping herself. I guess the help that she couldn't get as a child as well.
Yeah, I think that's more so where it goes, you know?
But tell you, man, this girl, Julia Meadows, is one nosy person.
Yeah, and this is the thing, because she's a teacher, you know, and I've dated a teacher before, and I know how much they'll care about their students. Like, they will care a lot about their students.
More caring than being nosy. I worded that wrong.
No, but it's not even that. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's what I was saying. Like, there is an extent to where they'll go. I mean, obviously, I think if there is like signs of some kind of abuse to that level, yeah, Rocky. But I mean, you know, I mean, like they did kind of cover that there was no good CPS there either, no Child Protective Services that were legit there, because they literally said that this guy that's a known meth addict and cooker is fit to be a father.
Yeah, he was fit to be a daddy-o.
So, you know, the CPS wasn't really doing the best of jobs. So maybe I'm placing the scenario a little bit different. But, I mean, I know how much they care about their students, and I know how much they're willing to do for their students and all that kind of shit. I just don't know if they'll literally show up at a student's house and almost partially walk into the fucking house. You know, out of, like, the fucking worry. And then even less do it alone.
True.
You know? Like, the last thing you're going to do is go to somebody's house alone. Like that, you know? To a parent you'd never met.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah. I mean, she was being a little extra nosy than normal. But it is one of the things that teachers are supposed to do, is look for signs, because they got to point those signs out to the counselor, and the counselor decides to reach out to parents, and if the parents respond in a way where you feel like it's okay, time to call them some...
Yeah, so she kept saying that Lucas was her responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So despite all what Paul and Julia were, you know, going through, you know, trying to... I guess escape.
See? Yeah, he said one time my PE teacher was like, everything okay at home? Because I got hit in the eye by a baseball.
Holy shit, Rocky.
They asked, dude. They asked. That's what they're supposed to fucking do. Bro. Because, you know, at times... a student may feel comfortable with another adult, you know, and
yeah, stranger adult, yeah.
Well, I mean, their teacher, like their
True.
their teacher
Somebody
is
can find in or look up to. Yeah.
somebody that they see every day and is teaching them lessons in education and life sometimes. So they tend to like be like, okay, hey, is everything all right, bro? Like, you good? Yeah. I see weird things. You know, like I've heard enough stories about some kids that are really messed up, you know, and times where things like that needed to be done. Like, I got stories about that kind of shit for days, and I'm not even the teacher. It's just, you know, dating one. I heard all the stories, and they can be bad. Are we pulling out our meat sticks?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
we're pulling out our meat sticks.
It's the halftime show.
Yeah,
we got some Takis.
I need to wake up because, you know, it's about to be 6 a.m. and I have to continue working.
I thought it was like 4 in the morning.
No, I told you it was 5 when we were starting.
So we're doing the Taki challenge again.
Such sticks?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Ooh, I can smell it on this one.
We're going to continue doing the review again while eating this.
This isn't even Slim Jim. This is Taki.
Yeah, it's from last time.
Yeah, I know, but it's...
because
he said Slim Jim. Yeah, it's the Takis. So it's supposed to be
hot
spicy.
Chili pepper and lime flavored.
The lime undercuts a little bit on the spice, but not that much. You still feel it.
But yes, moving on, give or take about, let's skip to like an hour into the movie.
Yeah.
Again, the movie, it's 99 minutes, an hour and 39 minutes. You know, don't count fucking credits.
No.
So we got about half an hour left in the movie, and we're like, holy shit, something's going to happen now. Because usually the last 30 minutes of a film, it's when like shit pumps up.
Yeah.
Shit pumps up. That doesn't make sense. It's a movie.
Yeah, we were at we were at like 55 minutes into the movie where I said, okay, this is where shit's about to take off.
Holy shit, it is right now.
It's this one. This one for some reason feels spicier than the last one. Because I didn't feel it like this the last time.
You've had that at the last tip.
Yeah.
So, just to give you an example, there's like 3 phases to the Wendigo. Mm-hmm. And I think we're getting to the second phase.
Yeah, the transformation phases.
Three.
Yeah. And it seems like it always has to do with their consumption. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, they transform quicker, apparently, from when they eat. Because we don't want to talk about a specific scene too much, because I would rather you guys experience it. But when we see the first feeding that leads to a transformation, was really well fucking done.
Holy shit, that shit creeped me out.
It was really well done.
That was well done by our good sir.
Oh, you gonna look for the performer? King?
Scott Hayes, who played Frank Weaver. He's gonna be Scott Hayes is gonna be in the new Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah.
He was a security chief in the first Venom movie.
Where do you get those?
Walmart. Walmart will tear your ass on your wallet.
Oh shit.
But yeah, again, Scott Hayes. He went under a lot of I wonder how many hours he went under the prosthetics.
They didn't really specify that.
He had like some like false teeth, where he had to go
from
home.
what they called meth scars.
Yeah, he had to go home and like practice how to speak with those false teeth, like stained like teeth and whatnot.
Yeah, he went through a phase where it was okay. The first was the initial beginning, which was like the bleeding of the black eyes, or the bleeding of black blood, all that stuff, right? And then the veins coming out and all that shit, looking black.
Hair,
and then he started going into Neanderthal stage, where it was like the forehead started kind of coming out more into that stage.
That Oonga Boonga shit, you know? Caveman type shit.
So he went to that stage.
Yeah.
And then he went into like almost a golem kind of stage, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, yeah.
Like it was very golem-like. And the thing that we got to give credit to Scott Hayes to is he said, and this was because of the special features, that when he started working on the movie or he got the part, he was weighing 205.
He went down drastically.
He dropped to 134. 134 to play this part because
4 months, in 4 months.
because he needed to play the role of an addict and also a malnourished like monster.
And he's like working with Guillermo Del Toro. He has to give it his all.
Yeah, so he went all in,
which he did, and look at him now. He's gonna be in the new Jurassic Park movie. I'm sure he's gonna be well noticed. And
yeah,
I hope he does great, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, 205, 134. What's that count?
That's a Jurassic count.
Let's see the calculator. 205.
I had it here. You got it?
71 pounds.
That's a lot of weight to lose.
Wow.
Yeah. But holy fuck, these are really hot.
Oh yeah, also do credits for legacy effects, the CGI/props. That was just
they did a lot of. It was half, right? It was half and half. They did half puppeteer and half CGI.
Which Guillermo Del Toro, he even said it, man.
The genius thing that he did, or that they worked with, was they wanted to use puppeteer, but they knew that there were certain details that they needed every now and then CGI. But they would do both, blend in, blend out, because the way that our eyes and our optic works won't allow us to separate what's the puppet to the CGI in these scenarios, in these scenes, because the puppeteer is done so well, and the detail on the puppet is so well, that you don't notice with some of the details that they've done with CGI. So, and they'll go from both. Like, there's parts where you're seeing the monster as is, and then where you're seeing the monster as CGI in certain details.
Yeah, because again, if you look at a picture of Wendigo, it's so enormous and tall.
Yeah.
That they didn't want to go all prop because it's going to be too heavy.
Yeah.
So, they did it as light as possible for this skinny actor. I forgot his name.
That's the one I thought you were talking about. Kingy, something like that.
To basically, be in the suit, just walk, just be the puppeteer. And then you had the neck piece, the head that was being controlled by 3 to 4 animatronic crew members, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And then his arms were controlled, the monster arms. It's just great if you look into the special features. There were scenes.
Dorian Kingy.
There you go. Yeah, he did a great job. So
yeah.
There were scenes where the monster, the Wendigo, will be eating like a other animal, and there were like pieces of meat, which actually went to the grocery store and bought meat, steaks, and all that to make it look real.
Yeah.
The breathing, they actually used steam, 300 degrees of steam. Put tubes to the nose, where the tubes were like melting.
Yeah.
For the drooling of the creature, they used gallons of coffee. They went through I don't know how many gallons of coffee. So it just shows you the dedication of how real they want you to, visualize this film. And like what Randall was saying and what Guillermo Del Toro said, he wants you just to try to distinguish as much as possible what's reality and what's fiction.
Yeah.
Again, the backstory to a Wendigo, which Randall, if you want to take that over. How about if you go down here? Let me see.
I was just going to do this one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. The Wendigo is a mythological creature or evil spirit which originates from the folklore of the First Nations based and around the East Coast forests of Canada, the Great Plains regions of the United States, and the Great Lakes region of the United States and Canada. But like I said, it's supposed to be a symbolic creature that a malevolent spirit, right? That
last sentence.
What?
The last sentence.
The Wendigo represents a kind of surrogate for the issues that people would rather not confront.
Ooh.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I mean, I was going with the
art.
Yeah.
God damn! I took a big. Oh my god.
So the Wendigo is known to invoke feelings of insatiable greed, hunger, and the desire to cannibalize other humans, as well as propensity to commit murder in those that fail under its influence. So, in other words, when it appears and when it's around, shit's getting bad. But yeah, so they used that. They used that to combine it again. Like that's why we went back to like the whole beginning and how it was.
What?
That had to do with the opioids and all that shit. Was that the creature was in the town and all the shit's just gonna get bad. It's gonna get worse.
No, Rocky, not a ghost. It's like how would I put it?
No, it's not. Well, it's
deep. It's the deeper meaning.
Yeah, no, he's talking about because I said a malevolent spirit.
Oh.
But yeah, so in the tribal belief, it was a malevolent spirit that came to be because there was a guy. There was like the way that they describe it is basically there was a man who developed a greed and developed the want for more and more and more, and he became greedy, and all of a sudden to the point that he wanted so much food. He became a cannibal and ended up eating his own people, type of shit. And he became a malevolent spirit that slowly ended up becoming the Wendigo creature that that becomes what we know as like the story, like that big fucking tall ass thing with antlers and all that stuff.
Like I said, it has a deeper meaning to it as well.
But it's kind of like La Llorona, right? Like every location will have a different interpretation of the beginning and birth of the Wendigo. Did you eat the whole thing already?
Yeah, man.
So that's why
I have a fucking headache. I'm like zoned out.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear part of what you were saying. But yeah, the Wendigo, like I said, from what Guillermo Del Toro, Scott Cooper, and I forgot her name. Oh, here we go. Grace Dillon, the professor at Portland State University, which they use for the backstory, the legend, myth, or whatever of the Wendigo. She was the head honcho, said information.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a what?
No, finish.
No?
Right.
I was gonna say the deeper meaning, that was it.
So, here it is. This is gonna be the best description for it. So, Wendigo is part of traditional belief system of a number of Algonquin speaking peoples, including the Ojibwe, right? The Saltu, the Cree, the Naskapi, and the Innu. And although descriptions can vary somewhat, common to all these cultures is the view that the Wendigo is a malevolent, cannibalistic, supernatural being. They were strongly associated with the winter, north, coldness, the famine, and starvation.
Because it's like I said, it's a big ass creature, tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like doesn't look malnourished. Well, it's like it's not fat or anything like that.
It looks like it's the version they created for this movie was like all bones.
Yeah, like twigs, bones. It's from the earth. Like I said, it's godlike. It's from the earth. It's just the way they sculpted it is amazing. The first concepts, the Wendigo has eyes and whatnot. This one they made it just a skull with no eyes. What did Guillermo Del Toro said?
Oh, so it had eyes, and he had the eyes removed because he said it would give the monster kind of a blind rage, and that it would work with scent, which was fucking amazing. Like. And it kind of takes you back to like the Pan's Labyrinth, like the creature that has no eyes, but then he has the eyes.
Pale man, man, or pale something like that.
Yeah, that he has the eyes in the palm, but this one was like no eyes at all. But it was just the detail that went into it, right?
Yeah, like I said, that deeper meaning that a Wendigo represents, the human. How would I put it? I can't think right now. Like how we treat the earth, we treat ourselves, our bodies, we just,
And that the Wendigo is there to be it's like the Mother Earth, I guess. Not protector, really, because it's not really a protector, but response.
Yeah.
That
we destroy our own selves and,
Yeah.
the environment. And where was I going with this, bro?
I don't know where you're going with it, but I like how hot this is. But entirety, the movie itself just kind of blends really well with the thoughts of the depravity of the community, the town, and the pain and suffering that the town is going through. Because there is no mining. Because there's a line outside a medical center that's likely prescribing
ice cream shop.
Exactly. Prescribing opioids to the entire town. There's literally a line outside of that. Inside of that literal medical center.
Yeah.
And immediately, that's why I was like, I told Mac, I was like, oh, pill poppers.
And my fat ass just saw the ice cream shop next door.
It's like, are they all waiting for ice cream? That must be pretty good ice cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they kind of blended that really fucking well. I think Scott took this screenplay that was given to him, right? Because they gave him this, and then they kind of reworked a couple of things there with the people who wrote the original screenplay. And with Guillermo. Guillermo was really on hand for this too. He was hands-on in a lot of ways, especially the creation of the creature, because that's what Guillermo is best at, right? Like that. I mean, he's great at a lot of things when it comes to his movies, but one of his,
forte.
Rocky says, "Should we need opioids for our old blacks?" I need it right now for my ankle, but
I'm just gonna eat this original one, bro. I don't know if you need it. Do you need it?
I'm good right now. But
because I'm just hungry.
I just want to keep experiencing the heat. But Scott did a good thing with how he took a lot of what's reality in the world and combining it with something supernatural, something that's myth, something that's to that nature, and blending it with today's society in a way, even though there's a lot of other crises going on in the world right now, whatever, but it blended really well to a lot of things that are going on in a lot of small town America.
Yeah.
So I thought he did a great job about doing that.
Yeah, I believe this is his first supernatural film, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And if it is, holy shit.
Yeah, this was the first one that he's done. And he said he's been wanting to do it because he's always been intrigued by movies like The Shining. And stuff like that. And he wanted to work a movie like this. And then he said he got reached out to by Guillermo. So Guillermo, literally seeked him out.
What an honor, man.
For this, And felt like...
Yeah. I think this is the first film he directed since 2009. So imagine.
Yeah.
A little hiatus there for the guy.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
Are you, Mr. Krabs? We're way past that.
Yeah, he did Hostiles. Or Hostiles, right?
Hostiles with Christian Bale. I haven't, but I've yet to watch it.
It's a revisionist Western film. But yeah, one of the things they pointed out, the guy who played Frank pointed out that he likes a lot of the films that Scott has done because he gets very... Oh, he did Black Mass. That's another one I've been wanting to watch. That's with Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay. No, the only Black Mask I know is the...
No, Black Mass.
Oh, Mask. I think it's a Mask. I'm like, oh,
no, not the one from... No. Oh, I thought you were going to talk about DC Comics. Black Mask.
Never heard of this one before.
This is a gangster movie.
That's Johnny
Crime
Depp?
drama. Yeah, it's Johnny Depp.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so that he's able to take a lot of real life and reality and put it into the film in a way where you feel what's happening. He allows you to interact a little bit more and understand, feel the movie a little bit more. Exactly. So apparently that's why Guillermo reached out to him, which makes sense, because it was combining the reality of the opioids and meth, the small town America in crisis kind of situation, all that actually exists in the world, and combine it with something supernatural and make it work, make it function and add a little bit of that heartbreak to it too with Lucas and how that proceeds at the end.
So it's
you know, like without spoiling the end, because I would rather you guys really watch this movie. Like it's an intense moment. It is an intense moment, and it's one of those moments that just make you be like, "Fuck!" But really well done. I have to give an immense amount of credit to the kid Jeremy that played Lucas, because he was spectacular at expressing emotion when he needed to express it. He was so fucking good at being just that dry kid when he was going through the mode of like the most crisis he's in, right? Like once you know a kid is in that state, you know it's done. Like he is traumatized. You know, he's not at the beginning of the trauma where he's still expressing emotion openly. He is in beyond the trauma, because now he's just emotionless in appearance.
Especially that scene where like the Wendigo is like going about and killing. He's not scared. He wants to go out, you know, and do something.
He wants to find his brother.
Yeah.
He said, because all he kept saying is that I need to feed him.
Yeah.
Because so he can continue loving me.
To love me, yeah. And the adults are like freaking the fuck out and scared and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's like,
yeah, you see Kerry Russell like completely nervous as shit, worried about the monster, and he's just like there, like,
yeah, ready to go.
I just want to see my brother. But yeah, so there's a lot of details to the monster that I rather a lot of people experience. Like there is one specific detail,
man,
that I would rather you guys really experience, but I will say it's very Hellraiser-esque.
Okay.
Hellraiser and Alien combined, pretty much.
Alien, they compare it to Alien, in a way.
I mean, I think. Oh shit, irony there. Because his name is Frank, and then Hellraiser.
Ah, yeah.
So. But yeah, so what I was going to say, the thing that we never get to know is, so when Frank turned, who turned Frank?
Yeah, the original Wendigo.
And where'd he go?
Holy shit. That's why at the end I was like, please make a sequel or a prequel or something.
And because, because remember, one of the things they do say that the native says is that they search for a new
host. Yeah.
So maybe it's that, you know, that one knew he was gonna die, so he transferred it over.
Yeah, it's weakest
because he killed one of them, but left the other one alive.
Yeah.
And left the kid alive.
That's
right.
True.
So I don't know, but we never got to see the full visual of the first one.
Yeah.
So I thought about it right after. I was like, damn, I wonder what ended up happening to the first monster. That, because we never saw the other body. We never saw another. Does it just disintegrate into nothing? We never saw what the fuck happened to that one. So it left me wondering, like, what the fuck happened there.
Speaking about bodies.
Oh, let the bodies hit the floor.
How would we say, the props, just the special, the makeup and all that stuff for the bodies they find in this said movie.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah.
It was just, it blew me away. I was here expecting like CGI and whatnot. No.
Yeah.
They film it like slowly. You can see just the parts that were ripped and like bit off or scratched off or whatnot.
Yeah.
It's just amazing the detail they did.
Yeah. You said the budget for the movie was $43 million.
$43 million.
And it made, in box office, including international and domestic, $35 million, combining both. But that is literally during the COVID epidemic. And it released in 2021, right? That's when it released. So it was still during a time where theaters were kind of opening up, but it's still people, like, nobody really went. It wasn't until like Spider-Man where people really like went.
Yeah, I didn't really go to
You
the
know?
theaters until
Because there's I mean, there was people going to the movies, but not to numbers like Spider-Man got.
Yeah, because other movies were releasing in certain streaming services at the same time.
Well, Disney did a lot of their movie releases in duo. You know, Black Widow was one of those that suffered because of that.
I've heard, yeah.
You know, so I feel like maybe that probably played a factor
But
into the numbers a bit.
I feel it'll surpass its
Yeah,
budget.
I think it'll get the money back through the sales of the let's see how, because I mean, I think it'll do well with sales.
Yeah, like I said,
Blu-ray.
it's been a month or so that it was released on Blu-ray. You can buy it at Best Buy if you want the physical copy, with the digital copy as well. Now you can look it up. I know what HBO Max has it. Where else?
Well, you have to have a premium subscription, which I would probably be sure that'll probably be the HBO. I thought they separated from that, but maybe it's still somehow available through Hulu. You can buy it on Vudu, obviously. You can buy it or rent it on Amazon Prime, and it's available also on Apple TV, on YouTube, and Google Play Movie. So, I mean, you can rent the movie in a lot of those places. But if you do have HBO Max, you can watch it on HBO Max. I'm not sure what the premium subscription for Hulu is, but usually when you see premium subscription, it's because there is an added channel that you have to pay for, like when it's Stars or...
I thought it was like no commercials. I think it was
No.
I haven't had Hulu in so long.
Yeah, I mean, they have that option. Like, that is technically whatever, but... I mean, I don't have the premium and I'd be able to watch any of the movies. It's just...
It wouldn't be like the ESPN plus something else, no?
No.
It's just changed.
That's not what it means. I mean, it has that. They have those options too, but that's Disney now. So they get Hulu, ESPN, and Disney Plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this movie is definitely a movie to watch. Pay for it.
Yeah.
I think it's something I'm gonna go back to. I'm watching with my mom in Spanish. I want to see how that goes.
Yeah, it must
her
be fun.
reaction and shit.
Yeah.
She's the one that brought me up with horror movies. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The rating.
Yeah.
Then we could do the giveaway. I guess on different live.
Yeah.
6:16 now.
Yeah, that's still on a separate live, so it'll be its own thing. So.
Oh, before rating, you want to see like what character would you be in the movie? You want to do that question?
I don't think the character one relates too well in this one. I think in this one it's gonna be, what would you do in Lucas's shoes?
Shit.
So if your parent or sibling or whatever came back as something that was sick and was only consuming raw flesh, like skunks and already dead raccoons, what would you do in that situation? Are you gonna be seeking help, or are you gonna be Lucas who tries to do it by himself?
I think if I was his age and like knowing nothing better, like being raised by my parent, the only I guess one of the authorities listen to 100%, I would go with their their instructions and rules, whatever they tell me. And try to protect them and protect myself. What's going on? Try not to tell anybody. If I could manage that, how Lucas controlled his emotions, whatnot. Even though there's scenes where he just loses it.
But yeah.
But yeah, if I could do that, why not? I mean, at that age, whew. What about you?
I mean, imagine that, 11 years old, man. Like, imagine the kind of stress.
Yeah, already
trauma
been
and frustration
already
that
been
happens.
losing your mother or parent, and then going through this shit.
Yeah. And not only is it your dad, but it's also your little brother. That's a rough one. No, yeah, I mean, I think I probably Rocky gotta put that motherfucker down. Yeah, it's rough, man. I think I think I would be in that stage first. Because I think it's going to be that stage of denial. That stage of like everything's going to be okay. Yeah. I just have to try and be there. Right?
Still going through it. Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. And I think that's how it starts off. And I think that just becomes human nature at that point, right? Like you always want to be like, you know, attentive at that moment. And even more the little brother, right?
I could relate with the opioids, you know, addiction. You know, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be okay. Yeah. You know, they'll get out of it, grow out of it.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of that is just that. Like everything will be fine. Everything will be okay. And he says it, like, right? He eventually says it, like he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. But I think it plays a huge role in that moment, you know. And then I think as soon as I start noticing a transformation, I'm like, all right, let me get some like steaks because this vampire-looking motherfucker is not like gonna take me out. Like, dude, you're looking straight up like Nosferatu right now. I don't know about that. But I think the initial would be that trying to see and figure out like how I can help and make this better. Like you would think you're just sick. Let me go get you chicken soup.
Exactly, and then also you can only do it for so long until you know authorities or neighbors or something sees some type of different.
No, I think that also matters in community, right? In community and location, because I think if something like that happened, like in a place like here, like Miami, it's gonna be more noticed, or it's gonna be noticed faster than it would in a like small town kind of place where every house is like every few acres type of shit, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's what it would go like. I think.
All right, rating time. Senor Randall, what do you give Antlers?
Whew. Okay, man, the monster was fucking beautiful. Lucas was great. Julia was great. Every actor was great in this fucking movie.
Hard to find something.
I can't find
despite
many flaws,
what the critics say.
Yeah, there's critics. Yeah, there's critics that didn't like that Scott took this too serious, and that he went so heavy on the child abuse and the opioids and the meth stuff. Like they didn't like it. They wanted a straight horror. And the beautiful thing about movies that Guillermo Del Toro works on is that they're not always just horror. He adds something. He adds depth to something, you know? Like Pan's Labyrinth has so much to it, man. So much to it. There's so much going on in that movie, and it's beautiful and scary and frightening, like, in a sense. Like it's not like jump scare shit or anything like that, and it's not super gory. But man, like there's shit in that movie that will just fuck your head up. And I think that's why I like movies like this, because it's not your casual Halloween, you know? It's not your casual Scream or anything like that, you know?
Yeah, this is a horror film.
Oh, they called it elevated horror.
Yeah.
That's what Guillermo said it was called. Like in that same vein as elevated horror, which, you know, he says for him, he feels like he's been doing it for a while. The Cronenberg movies, he said he put in that category as well. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I can't think of any.
I just feel this movie's gonna grow more, like eventually, like a cult following, and also I just hope a sequel or prequel happens, man. There's so much potential to. Creature and Cooper, Steve. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Cooper, what's his fucking name?
Scott
Cooper. Like, I just feel like a growth in his movies. But yeah, man, go ahead.
I give it a 10.
All right.
I give it a 10. I try and poke holes. I try and poke any hole for me. I would watch this movie again, like right now. Yeah. I would literally rewatch this movie.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't doubt that. I'm sure you would have catch more things.
Yeah, man. Like it was that thing about like catching little details, like the details in the. I kept telling you, like, it was like, man, the details in the back of the neck of the fucking creature, they look like little mini antlers, and that's basically what it was. Like, if you look at the design, the mock-ups that they showed in the special features, it's like little fucking antlers all over the fucking back of it. dude, they did so many little things, man, that just worked so well in this fucking movie. And story to relation with the kid to creation of the monster and the transformation of the monster, like as it continued to go through its metamorphosis, all that shit just was fucking really well done, man. And you get the classic, the perfect kind of creature creation that Guillermo is so known and loved for. So I can't poke any holes in it, man. Like, nobody acted badly to me. The death scenes that we did get to see were fucking great. Wow. The attack scenes that we saw when we finally started getting glimpses. I guess, if anything, the only thing that I would have liked more probably would have been to get a full-fledged look.
Yeah.
From, like, one final, like, glance.
Yeah, you know? They get, like, what, like...
You get
50%, 70%, 90%.
Yeah, there's a lot of light, and I'm guessing that's also has to do with how they manage, because they did a puppet. So you have to be very cautious with lighting and all that shit, because you don't want a random arm to pop out, you know, type shit. You know, you don't want the zippers to show.
The wiring, all that.
Yeah, so I'm sure it all plays a factor into it. But hey, what's up, Miss Wendelin?
Damn, Wendy's here. Holy shit, how you doing?
Bro? I mean, everyone's waking up. It's 6:24 in the fucking morning. I'm gonna end up having to get my charger so we could do the giveaway because my laptop's about to die. But you know, I feel like that would probably be the only thing I would have liked more. Would have been to get like a full fucking view of that monster. But I'm satisfied and happy with the turnout. You know, I am. I'm just happy with the turnout itself.
All right, cool.
We're awake.
We're reviewing with our cocks out. You can't see it because hey,
Meat Sticks came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're reviewing this lovely film right here. This family adventure called Antlers.
So for my rating, I'll have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Wish it was a perfect 10, but you know, some little things here and there. But my favorite thing was just the ending, man. The ending conclusion. It just blew me away. Throughout the movie, I was just the edge of my seat. I was like, "Oh shit!" You know, I rarely do that with movies, but with this one, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like,
they made the intensity nice.
Yeah, show me more. The suspense was just on par.
Yeah.
The phases, the transformation.
Yeah.
Which is great. You know, like I said, things happen in those first 55 minutes, and then boom, I don't know where you know, and you get slapped and shit.
And they gave you a lot of good, like tense moments. Like even the tense moment with the doors. With the door itself, where he had him locked away.
Oh yeah.
You know, when we got the first glimpse in the eye and the keyhole.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Again, the whole.
Hey, what's up, Merle?
Yo, Merle, wake up!
Oh my god, I gotta edit.
So again, the mental health, you know, concern in this film, how it all relates to us humans, how we see the world treat ourselves. The deep meaning, you know, behind the Wendigo, you know, and I think
he said, "Is this a spiritual sequel to Bambi?" I mean, this is definitely probably Bambi's daddy that got shot up.
So I think another movie, if we're not mistaken.
And I know the mom's the one that got shot in the movie. It's just, you know, where was dad? Dad wasn't there either, so that dude probably got bucked up for his antlers.
Literally. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure there's other Wendigo movies. If not, the first one ever was back in like early 2001, just titled Wendigo.
Yeah.
Like what Randall was saying, this is not your casual slasher movie, which I love.
Yeah, this isn't just a regular monster movie or anything like that. This has depth to it. It has some details that hit certain audiences harder than others, but it touches a real note, you know, and it goes into places that isn't common in horror movies, in what you would consider a horror movie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So overall, I think it's so well done.
Overall, I can't wait. You know, hopefully, Steve Cooper, is it?
Yeah, Scott Cooper.
Scott Cooper and Guillermo Del Toro work again, or even if they don't, he continues, and like there's so much potential. I mean, in what he's what he came to do.
Rosa, he says he likes things touching his notes.
Right. So yeah, but overall, 9.5 over here, 10 out of 10 here. So. Yeah. Rocky, I do thank you for sticking through. If you're still here, Wendy and Merle, thank you for joining us.
And stick around for like a couple of minutes because we're gonna do the giveaway announcement.
Yeah, we're gonna cut this off and then come back live and do the.
Yeah, we want to do the giveaway in a separate video.
Yeah, which Rocky and Merle, you're in the giveaway. You have an entry or so. So
yeah, Merle has one entry because he was in one of the lives where we announced the giveaway.
Yeah, so you can win some shit. Stick around.
Yeah.
And we'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give an explanation to how we're doing the whole thing, but go for it, Wendy. Get sleep.
I gotta get more sleep. Oh yeah, it's your day off. Come on, girl. So this has been another Ram Film Reviews.
Yeah. With the buck.
It's Randall over here and Mack. I'll stick around.
Yeah.
Shout out to VHS Party tonight.
Be right back. Let the buck.